Hey, the Star Wars shelf is really crammed right now. You can see in the back I have a half-assed star background. Doesn't even take up the whole background. Throne room display, I really like that actually. So that's gonna stay. On the other opposite ends of each other, you can see I have tiered jewelry boxes, which I painted and kind of glued together. And this really worked when the collection was small. Thankfully, I'm not going to be adding too much more to this collection. I'm pretty much almost done because I only care about the original trilogy. But it still needs some fixing and some repair. The thing that I did initially was go to YouTube to get inspiration from other creators, see if there's any tips and tricks I could do. I'm telling you guys now, don't do that. It was extremely discouraging. There are fantastic artists and creators out there, but they have 10,000 subscribers. They're making a living off of YouTube. They have $10,000 studios and access to equipment that I don't have. I don't know if you have it, but I certainly don't. So the question is, can we do something with this scenario for less than 60 bucks? Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's still cool, dynamic, and engaging. When people come over the house, they're going to want to gravitate towards it and take a look at it. That's what we're going to try and do here today. All right, let's... Hi. Just showing you that this thing is really lame. You see, it didn't even go to both sides. You'll see why I'm wearing gloves right now. I went to the photo store and got this banner. Well, you'll see it when I put it up. Okay, you guys can see. I like this image much better. I went to a local banner, marketing, photo print store, whatever, and this cost me 25 bucks. It's professionally printed. If you go on eBay, they're gonna charge you like 40, 50 bucks for this same image. This is 30 inches across. It was 14 from top to bottom, but you can see I did cut it, and that's because I wanted to raise the image up. I wanted this green to be visible because it's going to help balance out the colors on the shelf. That last shot you saw me guys doing, these are the batteries. I ended up cutting that LED thing in half, and this is the actual LED. So this is the light right here. You can see it's facing out. And I had to leave the batteries like this, kind of floating, because I need access when the batteries die to rechange them. So I couldn't like glue them up there or anything like that. And the piece as it is couldn't fit under here, otherwise I would have just did that. But you can see this right here is the light, the LED light. The other battery piece, you can see clearly this is the light. Here are the batteries. Need that to change them out and they die. I gotta push the button through. Come on. Do! One time for daddy, one time for big daddy. Come on, you. Come on, you mother. Son. You know those YouTube videos where everything's perfectly done? This is not that channel. Okay, you guys can see that that was relatively painless, actually. Everything just kind of slid in together. It was totally fine and easy. Very intuitive. Test. You guys can see that. That is the red. Moment of truth. There we go. There you go. Alright, cool. So, let's get the figures in and final thoughts. Alright guys, here you go. This is the final shot. You can see everything is lit up. Everything looks great, in my opinion. We displayed the vintage figures in the front. And I like Ripley there from the reaction line, so that's where I put her. Eventually gonna put LED lightsabers into the hands of Vader and Luke, and probably inside the chair of the Emperor, so that'll be cool. I put Han and Leia over there. That was a great spot for them because you could fit two figures in that slot, so that just opens up more room. And I like the idea so much that I did the same thing back there with Jyn Erso and Benicio del Toro, my custom. Looking over here, you guys can see the tallest figures should be going on the top tier. It gets them out of the way. You can still see this is still like very, very busy, but I tried to balance it out in terms of color, obviously. So we have very colorful characters right here, a little bit more gray and sand color going on up here. On the other side, we got the child with Yoda, Tebow. You can see Chewbacca was never going to go on a tier because he's the tallest figure on the shelf, so he was always going to be grounded. I should actually move Chewbacca over and then bring Leia in front of Lando. These should be swapped, so I'll probably do that after the video. And honestly, it's still a little dark all the way up into that corner. And so yeah, so you guys can see that there's greens going on over here. Oh, and you can see the wires in there. Oh, and final touch, you know, when people actually come over, it's actually going to be forgot these two. So that's what people are going to see when they come over. And this is like a good substitute for now, because don't forget I still have to get cup lights and put them up here. But it's going to be a real wired one like in my other shelf, not, you know, the cheap 99-cent store ones. But this project was great. The LEDs, 4 lights, $5 each. Then I got the foam, which was what, $6, and then I got the plastic, the acrylic from Home Depot. I believe that was $14, $15, let's say. I'm not counting the cost of the actual solder that I use, because that's something I had along with the electrical tape, along with, oh, and I forgot, whatever it was, $3.50 for the blue LED lights. I had those since last year, but I'm going to count it just because, you know, if you really wanted to do that project, you're going to need the blue LEDs. Well, you don't need them, but if you want it to look like this, obviously you're going to need them. Also could have did green in there, and that would have complemented the image in the back. But like I said, I'll try and find an image of it, but every time I think of that last duel, I always remembered blue. And I think it is floating around in the background, and that's where that comes from. It's always stuck out in the back of my head. Alright guys, don't waste your money on custom dioramas on eBay, 3D printed. If I had done this with a 3D printer or went to somebody, they probably would have charged me like $150. Instead, it cost me $16 and some time, you know, with an X-Acto knife. You guys can do it for yourselves also. Obviously, you don't have to like what you're looking at here, but, you know, I can always take figures down. You can always take figures down, put them in the closet, open it up even more if you want, and just slowly, you know, every couple of months, rotate it out. Don't waste your money in this hobby. They're gonna bleed you dry. Hasbro is trying, NECA is trying to bleed you dry. So use your imagination, do the best you can possibly do. Start out small. Doesn't have to incorporate LED lighting, could just be sculpting on the foam. I'll probably end up doing a video of that as well, to show you guys like a good starting point. And be sure to post a comment if you like anything you see. If you have any questions, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I have a lot more custom stuff coming, guys. I think you're going to be really excited for what's in the works. So make sure you stay tuned. Until next time, peace.